Welcome to the podcast for and about Colorado Springs. I'm your host, Brittany Felix, and every Monday through Friday, I'll be talking about a different aspect relating to the Springs, including upcoming events, restaurant reviews, local business spotlights, media coverage about the Springs, public works projects, local activities, answering your questions about the city, and much, much more. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss any of the updates. And also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find links to all of those social media accounts at springspodcast.com/social media. The Colorado Springs podcast is proudly sponsored by Elevation Hydration. Elevation Hydration is the only hydration therapy clinic serving Colorado Springs, and they are dedicated to helping you elevate your life. They use intravenous vitamin therapy to help athletes needing a boost of energy or help recovering after a tough competition, people experiencing cold-like symptoms or dehydration from the flu, anyone needing to recover quickly from a rough night out. I'm looking at you, college kids. And just anyone wanting a healthy alternative to preventative care. They have a wide variety of hydration packages to help address whatever your needs are. They're conveniently located inside Lush Beauty Lounge at 812 Village Center Drive, and if you mention this podcast during your visit, you'll receive $10 off any hydration package. To learn more about Elevation Hydration or to schedule an appointment, visit springspodcast.com/hydrate. Welcome to episode 21 of the Colorado Springs podcast. It is Monday, so of course that means we're going to be talking about the events happening around the city this week. And as usual, because our city is vibrant and active and amazing, there's so much happening. Way more than I could cover in this episode here, unless you wanted me to talk for about the next 2 hours. So I am just going to hit the highlights of some things that kind of appear interesting to me that stand out a little bit. But I want to preface all of this by saying this week is the first Friday in February, which means basically every single art gallery, museum, co-op, anything like that is going to have something going on this weekend. So you're definitely going to want to check out the events on the calendar that's on my website. You can find that at springspodcast.com/events. There is so much happening right now, and the vast majority of it has to do with the arts. So whether that's theater or paintings or photography or anything like that, there's a lot of stuff going on, especially this weekend. So the first event that I'm going to talk about, I've actually mentioned the past couple of weeks. It is the Tuesday night Karma Hour at the Bristol Pub, and this week they are benefiting the Energy Resource Center. And their description states that the Energy Resource Center is dedicated to making homes safe, warm, and efficient. The proceeds from Karma Hour will go to the Weatherization Assistance Fund to serve more low-income families and make their homes safe, warm, and efficient while saving them money on utility bills. So again, at the Bristol Pub, between 6 and 8 p.m., they're going to donate $1 for every pint sold to the Energy Resource Center. So if you're looking to have a few drinks and maybe do some good while you're at it, head to the Bristol Pub on Tuesday night. And on Wednesday, we have Homeschool Day at the Space Foundation Discovery Center. And basically, this is just going to be a day full of wonderful educational activities for children. It looks like some of the activities are going to be around the periodic table of elements, constellations, lunar activity. There's going to be a thermal camera demo. So lots of really cool things that the kiddos might be interested in that will help them have fun while also teaching them something at the same time. And on Wednesday, we also have the Pikes Peak Small Business Development Center presenting Financing Your Business. And the description just states, whether you're just starting your business or need more funding for an existing business, finding the money for your venture is one of the most tricky hurdles to overcome. So they have designed a course that is an insightful overview of the various options available to you, including traditional bank loans, microlending, SBA loans, venture capital, angel investing, grant funding, crowdfunding, and bootstrapping. This event does cost $18, and you can find the information and the links to everything in the listing for this event in the calendar on my website. Also on Wednesday, we have another event that I have previously mentioned, but it is continuing, and I think it's just so adorable. It is, of course, the PPLD Rockrimmon Branch program for kids, Pause to Read, pause as in PAWS. It is free, there's no registration required, and they encourage you to have your kiddos practice reading aloud and improve their fluency by sharing a story with one of their lovable Pause to Read dogs. This does go from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m., and there are multiple days that this is happening, so if you cannot make it this Wednesday, be sure to check out the calendar of events so that you can find a day that you can attend. And on Thursday, we have the Colorado Springs RV and Outdoor Show starting. It's going to be at the Colorado Springs Event Center, and it starts at 12 p.m. on Thursday. It's going to wrap up at 6 p.m. on Saturday. I do have the hours for each day listed as well as links to get your tickets to that. And it says this family-friendly event has something for every outdoor enthusiast, including over 60,000 square feet of camping and traveling exhibits. Which, if you've listened to other episodes of this podcast, you know that I absolutely love the outdoors. Camping is one of my favorite things. But one thing you may not know about me is that I'm also supremely passionate about travel. I actually have another podcast, and it will be celebrating its 1-year anniversary this Wednesday, and it is 100% about travel and how people are living full-time travel lifestyles. So this event is especially interesting for me. Again, information on tickets, hours, what's going to be there, all of that accessible in the event listing at springspodcast.com/events. Also on Thursday, starting at 7 p.m., we have a movie night at Ivywild. They are going to be showing Groundhog Day, and the event is free. And still on Thursday, we have the PPLD, again, Rockrimmon branch. These guys do so much for this community. They're putting on a meditation class that is also free from 5 to 6 p.m. Registration is requested, and I do have a link to the website in the event listing on my website. Moving over into Friday, starting at 10 a.m. at the Garden of Gods Visitor and Nature Center, there's a live wolf presentation. The cost is $5. This is being put on by Mark Johnson from Rocky Mountain Wildlife Foundation, and the Rocky Mountain Wildlife Foundation provides sanctuary, rehabilitation, and environmentally natural housing for captive-born wolves and wolf dogs who have suffered from injuries, neglect, or abuse. Reservations are required by emailing programs@gardenofthegods.com or calling 719-219-0104. And again, if you are not in a position to take that information down, it will be in the event listing on my website. Also on Friday, we have the Stick Horses and Pants Comedy Improv Show at the Lon Chaney Theater starting at 8 p.m. Tickets range from $5 to $10. And it is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. Tickets can be purchased at the door, but if you need more information, just check out the event listing on my site. They are going to have some other shows in the next few months, so if you cannot make this one, just check out that calendar to see when else they're going to be performing. And on Saturday, starting at 1 p.m., we have Write Your Heart Out, WRITE. And this event is free. It's being held at the Marriott Hotel Ballroom. Reservations are required, and the space is very limited. So you're definitely going to want to check out the information on my site if you're interested in attending this half-day conference teaser event for the Pikes Peak Writers Conference. Some of the speakers are going to be talking about using setting to reveal character, the nuts and bolts of nonfiction writing, the ins and outs of dialogue, constructing the great action scene, 10 tips to keep the middle moving, and today's marketing for yesterday's author. Also on Saturday, starting at 5 p.m. at the Stargazers Theater, there is a fly fishing film tour. The proceeds from this will go to benefit Project Healing Waters, which is a nonprofit organization that supports wounded warriors from local active and reserve military installments and the local Colorado Springs Veterans Clinic. There will be a live auction, a silent auction, and a speed raffle of guided trips, equipment, unique artwork, and more. Food and drinks will also be available. And as far as the films themselves, the description says, from Siberia to Idaho, Mexico, Florida, Alaska, Montana, and more, the notable characters, unique storylines, and unparalleled fishing in these films will lead you on an adventure around the globe. For more information on Project Healing Waters, the organizations that are putting on this film tour, and the pricing, any of that, just check out the event listing on my website. And the last event that I'm going to spotlight in this episode is the Packaged Deal, which is a fast pitch clinic on Sunday starting at 9:30 a.m. And the clinic includes different things: pitch, catch, arm care, defense and agility. And the description says, this is a clinic filled with movement, hustle, and action, teaching with motivation sprinkled throughout to promote development of the whole person, not just the player. Players leave the events as inspired and more confident young girls. There are links to the event and prices and times for the different sessions, as well as links to the Facebook pages for the package deal and the event itself, all in the event listing on my website. So again, if you want more information on any of these events I mentioned here, or to check out the tons and tons and tons of other events that I did not have time to highlight, just go to springspodcast.com/events. That is going to wrap it up for today. Be sure to stop by the Colorado Springs Podcast Facebook page and let us know what events you're going to be attending, and you might be able to meet up with some other listeners and maybe make a new friend or two. If you have not liked Colorado Springs Podcast on Facebook, all you have to do is go to springspodcast.com/Facebook. Thank you again for being here today, and I will see you back here tomorrow.